for the Whiteland Redevelopment Commission to order for March the 12th, 2026. Please rise for the pledge. The pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Tom Carroll.
Here.
David Hawkins.
Yes.
Amanda Trimble. Here. John Venter. Brian Webb.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Minutes for February 12th, 2026. Comments, questions? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I move to accept those minutes.
I have a motion to accept. Do I have a second?
No second.
I have a motion and a second. Can we have a vote by roll call, please?
Tom Carroll.
Abstain.
Amanda Trimble.
Yes.
John Venter.
Yes.
Brian Webb.
Yes.
David Hawkins.
Yes.
Pass 4-1. 4 yes to 1 abstain.
Right, moving on. Voucher packets. I think everybody's had a chance to look at the invoices. Comments, questions? None, I'll.
Yeah, hang on, just to have a second here.
Sure.
On the installed by the town of Whiteland fund report. And there's the amount down here, current balance of 1547.
You're not on the voucher packets.
Oh, I'm sorry. At these,
That's these, yeah.
okay, that's the bills from,
Yeah.
okay.
I thought, and there were some of us that had questions on the one for Crossroads. Wasn't Sawmill put on hold? No? Okay, there was some question that came up for that. So this invoice combines both of them? Or are we just paying for these Sawmill?
I don't see the voucher, those, I have not seen those before the meeting, so.
Okay.
I've seen the voucher packet, so I just see the total. What, are there 2 invoices? Is it for the Sawmill and for the Bob Glidden?
And for Bob Glidden, they're both here.
They're both for design and engineering.
Okay, so it's the $12,200 then.
That's what they both total up to. Like I said, the what's out in the SharePoint is only the total of the, you said 12,000, I see it.
No, it's 21,867. I'm sorry. So it is the two.
Sending invoices to New Whiteland and the county for this, so we're getting reimbursed for their portion.
That's right. I forgot about that. Thank you. Okay, any comments, questions? I'll accept a motion to accept the voucher packet for Crossroads and William Barrett.
To accept the voucher packets.
I have a motion to accept for Crossroads Engineering and William Barrett. Do I have a second?
A second.
I have a motion and a second. Can I have a vote by roll call, please?
Tom Carroll.
Yes.
Amanda Trimble.
Yes.
John Venter. Brian Webb.
Yes.
David Hawkins.
Yes. I also have an invoice for Bloomington Ford for $51,445.25 for a new police car. Any comments, questions?
Do you know what we approved for that?
$55,000.
Thank you.
Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
Have a motion we accept.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Can I have a vote by roll call, please?
Tom Carroll.
Yes.
Amanda Trimble.
Yes.
John Venter.
Yes.
Brian Webb.
Yes.
David Hawkins.
Yes.
Pass 0.
Old business, having none. New business. Wait a minute, we missed the appropriation report on here.
Yeah, the financial report's missing on the agenda. I
Yeah,
apologize.
she did tell me that it was not right because of certain funds that hadn't showed up. So can we table this one, Stephen, until next month?
That's your protocol or your privilege.
Because you just got money in and it's not showed up on here yet. And there was something else you said, Jenny, that wasn't right.
So the appropriation report, it's still showing the 2025 numbers. We have not closed 2025 as of today. We're still working with Stone Municipal Group for some errors that were made in the previous year to get those taken care of. To do a backup and send some things to Keystone on letterhead and those updated.
So we table this until next month and when she's got everything together.
As long as the rest of the commission doesn't want to consider it any further, that's fine. Yeah.
I make a motion that we reconsider this next month after everything's balanced.
I have a second.
Sure, I'll second.
Okay. Have a motion in a second. I don't think we don't need a vote for that because we don't vote on this.
Well, it's an official motion, so at least a voice vote would be.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, new business is the patch project, consideration of phase one TIF, revenue deficiency and developer guarantee. Stephen,
Are
or
you looking at me, David? You didn't expect me to report on that? Yes, I expect to report on that. We have a incentive agreement or a project agreement that said, among other things, we will pledge 80% of the TIF revenues that come off of the patch phase one project to be used to pay down the bonds or pay on the debt service on the bonds. And past payment cycle or property tax payment cycle, the revenues, the TIF revenues were shorter than projected or less than projected. And there is a mechanism in the agreement to address shortages and excesses and so forth. And it's kind of broken into two parts. The most important part is debt service on the bonds themselves and making sure that there is sufficient money to pay those. And although what was collected this year sitting alone was not enough to pay, in particular, this debt service payment that was due in March. So there was a shortage, and you can, I think that is shown on the spreadsheet that was provided. It did not create a problem in that in prior years, there was a surplus. And that surplus is being held by the bond trustee and was able to be tapped into pay the shortage on the bond. So no problem there. And it appears that going forward, there's not likely to be a problem. At least that's what it appears. And of course, there's surplus still sitting there. Separately from that is the 20% that was pledged to the town, the redevelopment commission. And in our agreement, there was a set amount, a minimum that was supposed to be collected and be put into the RDC's TIF fund to be used for whatever we wanted to use it for. And that also was short. And you can see in the spreadsheet that there was actually a shortage in the summer, in June, as well as a shortage this December, both around $9,500. Well, again, the good news is that there was sufficient surplus in prior years or prior distributions that it was enough to, on the cumulative satisfy those shortages. So we're still, at this point in time, $8,400 ahead of what the developer had guaranteed. However, the agreements, or I should say the agreement, the project agreement, it doesn't really address using prior surpluses to make up for a current shortage. It does specifically say that if there is a developer guarantee payment that was made, say this year, and next year there's a surplus, the surplus next year first gets paid to reimburse the developer for his guarantee payment that he made last year. So it's not, it doesn't work. It's not stated expressly to go both ways, forwards and backwards. It only goes backwards. And since it's not expressly stated that it can go forward as well as backwards, we have to bring it to you to decide, okay, are we going to say you were short in June and December, and even though there was prior surpluses, you still have to pay us that difference? And bring it to you and ask you, how do you want to handle this? Do you want to demand that the developer pay that shortage? Or do you want to waive that and say, we've generated more than was expected or what was required in the past, and so we'll apply that and just waive that? My recommendation is to apply the past surplus and waive it, but that's up to you.
I have an opinion. It's clear to me that that's a loophole oversight and that we waive it. We would have waived it in future years. If they give us millions of dollars in the past and then suddenly we're $100 shy in the future, we're going to charge them $100. Doesn't make sense. My opinion.
Waiving that money doesn't mean that if later for some reason we would need to, we still have an opportunity to because of the way this is written. Do you know what I'm saying? If this happens again.
If it happens again under the exact same scenario where we
Yes.
have a past surplus,
Is that not something that would happen again?
it could. And I also,
After we use all of our surplus, like if it happened next year, then if they went ahead next year and we didn't carry enough, like you can go backwards. You can't go forwards.
under the written terms.
Right.
Correct. I think the first simple answer to your question is just because we do it now under these exact same circumstances doesn't mean in the future we have to make that same decision.
Okay.
You're not bound by that. I will say that looking at the assessed values that will apply to the tax payments for this year and the tax rate, it's probably going to be close again. I don't think it's going to be as short as this is for this past year, but I won't be surprised that it's short again. I do think it'll probably be a smaller amount if it is short. And just so you understand, the reason why I think it could be short again is our tax rate continues to go down because our assessed values are going up.
Yeah, that's not a bad
That's just the
thing.
way, I mean, in general, it's not a bad thing.
No, that doesn't mean anything. It means we could be collecting more, even though our tax rate's going down. It doesn't mean that we are. It just, one doesn't matter to the other. Just because your tax rate goes down doesn't mean you're collecting less money.
Overall,
You could be collecting more money.
it's math,
Yes.
X times Y.
Mhm,
It's really what it is. And if Y goes up,
mhm. All things equal.
yeah, all
That's
things
gonna go
equal,
down.
this is gonna go down. But, this is probably a gross oversimplification. But in general, the state, under the past law, we're not gonna talk about the future law that is coming to us. But in the past, the state would allow you an increase of, between 3% and 5%, give or take, every year. So your levy would go up some. And so that would help mitigate, the increase in your assessed value. Anyway, believe that answered some of your question. You might be thinking about going forward in the future, particularly for this upcoming year.
Question, Steve.
Yeah.
During your little soliloquy in the very beginning, you mentioned a figure about $95,000.
9,500.
9,500?
Yeah, that's in red. Second to last column,
Okay, I see that.
9,451. Yeah, I rounded it off, obviously.
This difference in money, who's holding that money? The surplus?
When you say the difference, the surplus, that may be one simple way to say it is that's in Jenny's accounts here that the town holds for the redevelopment commission.
Is it a special account?
Well, it should be in a patch TIF allocation fund, probably surplus. See here. I don't know if that's gotten separated and created at this point. I know there were some issues about whether that had been created or not. Looks like in the revenue report, I'm seeing Patch 1 revenue allocation fund.
All of the funds that are patch related are shown on the fund.
Okay.
report. So they were just recently created, and so how the clerk treasurer's office pulls that report is going to probably, we're gonna have to do something to make sure we know what each fund we need to pull for this body. We had the same situation last night with Small. We added a new fund in here.
If it's not strictly in a patch 1 surplus fund, probably going to be in a more general allocation fund, like 331 Whiteland Advancement TIF allocation. No, that'd be
3311 is the
3311. Yeah, that may be where it's found. But again, it's accounts or funds.
So what is the difference between what we're talking about here, what we owe or what the surplus is, or?
Net to positive 8425. Like you see that column next to the last, we got 15.6
Yeah.
more, 13.6 more, now 94 less. On the right, it's just running those totals.
Okay.
Correct?
The overall shortage for these last 2 6-month payments was about $19,000. However, there was a surplus
Mhm.
above that, started out at 27,000.
Right,
So that absorbed that 19,000.
right. So there's still a surplus of over 8.
Right.
And that's my reason why I would say waive it, is because they basically overpaid our minimum. And now, not their fault, it came in less. And so I'm like, yeah, they caused, and I'm gonna assume that's not their fault.
I don't
They
think.
couldn't have
well, no.
controlled that.
But we have the $8,400 in-house.
Correct.
Okay.
Remaining.
Yes.
So if they have another quarter or another half, right, of 94 or 9,500, then next year we will owe that, or that at that time we could come back and say, no, you're going to have to pay the 95 or the difference or whatever, right?
Correct. Yeah, we won't have to pay anything, but the developer could be asked to make up that difference.
Okay.
And just as a kind of perspective here, that third to the last column shows that we have received $119,000 of unpledged revenue, the 20% that's ours. So we're still getting a significant amount of money out of this project.
Yeah, I think being a good steward, I'm with some of you guys. I think we should waive it, but because they are bringing in revenue, it's just shorter than what we'd anticipated.
Shorter than anticipated, but we have the option in 6 months to have them pay the extra difference.
If that happens again.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
But we can't come back to them and say, hey,
We
you need to go
can't
pay
change
the
your mind.
2025, right? Yeah. I agree.
Right.
Okay.
All right, and how do you want me to fare?
If you want to do that, I would recommend a motion to waive shortages in 2025 real estate property tax payment year.
I'll move that we,
Accept the motion.
I'll move that we waive the shortage in the 2025 tax year.
Yeah, I have a motion. Can I have a second?
Second,
Have a motion and a second. Can I have a vote by roll call, please?
Tom Carroll.
Yes.
Amanda Trimble.
yes.
John Venter.
Yes.
Brian Webb.
Yes.
David Hoffman.
Yes.
Pass 5-0.
Thank you. Herman, do you have anything?
Got a quick,
Council?
got a quick
Any other comments, questions?
Got a quick question here. On your little blue sheet here, where it says we committed up to $55,000 for the car and we ended up paying 51,400. So we really, this balance should be 22,493 rather than 26.
I mean, I just put it in as we approved it because they may come back and ask for that difference to be put to help outfit the vehicle. So I just put in there exactly what the invoice said.
Okay.
So yes, I mean, it's, take that out of what we truly owe in a balance, but you guys did approve 55,000. So if Derek needs extra money to outfit the vehicle, and he can come back and ask for that remaining amount. Because I think we just didn't want to, and Brian was the one that made the motion just to round it up to an even number, when the amount did come before you guys. So that's why I didn't eliminate it altogether. There is still some money in that. If that's what he needs, if he would like to come back next.
Okay. Anyone else?
I guess on that same form, the ballistic shields, we pledged 22,493.94. Is that true? And then the quote must have come in at 26,000.
No, is that what you're referring to, that number?
The balance owed.
So the balance owed included because the vehicle came in less than the 55,000, I just literally took those two items, police related, that there could still be some money there. So the ballistic shields, I don't know anything about. I have not received anything yet.
So that,
Payment.
that's the $4,000 plus the 22.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
So again, if say Derek needs extra money because they took a couple vehicles to auction and then use those proceeds to outfit the vehicle. But if for whatever reason, maybe there was a shortfall or something else he'd like to come back, I just went ahead and left it in there, again, exactly to how that invoice was.
At some point though, we probably need to say we're going to close that out. So if he comes back and he says we don't need the additional funds, then I think we need to take that out, or so that we're not carrying that over. So it's not like he can come back anytime and needs $4,000 to use it for something else, but it needs to be really used for the police car.
Right, and your motion was specific to the vehicle. So if they want to come back to purchase the vehicle, not even to outfit it. So I would, if that request to use that extra, I would make Derek come before you all and make that specific request to say, okay, we've got the vehicle, but we'd like to, do this, that, and the other thing, and that extra money would be helpful, and make it a new ask. So.
Any other comments, questions?
9th of April, which I think my calendar said, then I do intend to be remote on that day. Heads up.
Brian, you'll be back in April, you say?
I will. I'll be in person in April.
Okay. We're adjourned.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
Thanks, Brian.
Good night.
David, I printed those back. I'll go through them real quick.
Jenny, when you get a chance.
Nobody